Today we're taking a look at the iPhone 4S in 2024. All these old iPhones, you can see they still hold up pretty well in design. They're all good looking devices and they're built like tanks. But for today's video specifically, you can see I have the 4S here, which is still a stunning device. Probably Apple's best designed iPhone ever. You can see it is even the modern standard for today. We still do this with the stainless steel all around the side, glass on the front and back. The newest ones use titanium, but the design of the modern iPhone was born from this, and this thing still looks great to this day. Let's talk software. Now this phone is running iOS 9.3.6 as you can see, and you can see that's how far up this phone made it onto iOS 9.3.6. Now for the time, this was a very big amount of updates. It was crazy to see a phone from 2011 make it all the way this far, have a look this fresh all the way into it, but it did come with some problems as this would become one of the slowest phones out there. Let's just try launching a network-based app here, App Store. And already you can see that this thing is taking its time. I've already been sitting here for a minute. And yeah, you can see why it wasn't necessarily the best idea for Apple to update this all the way to iOS 9. This phone would later be surpassed by things like the iPhone 5S and SE in terms of how long they get updated, like the SE going all the way from iOS 9, I believe is what it launched on, all the way up to 15, and the 5S going from iOS 7 all the way to 12. Yeah, they both lasted really long, but for the time, this one really did. And you can see just while we were waiting for that app to load, I was able to explain the other two phones. But yeah, this one definitely takes a while. But obviously, you're not really gonna be using this phone in 2024. It's more just a cool thing to look at and collect. Amazingly, some apps still work perfectly. Like we got TikTok here. I actually can still use TikTok on this phone. I have it downloaded, so let's go into it. And you'll see that we can still launch TikTok. And my app just crashed. That's a very iOS 9 thing on the iPhone 4S to happen. They definitely should have left it on iOS 8, or if that, maybe they make iOS 9 a little less demanding on this thing, but yeah, it's a lot for this phone. You can still use it for basic stuff like music. Funny thing, I actually did daily this phone for a little while back in 2020 because I wanted to see how usable it was. It was actually a lot more usable back then because most of the apps still worked fine, and the cell service was still perfectly working, although I do think T-Mobile is dropping their 2G network soon. I believe they already dropped their 3G network, so I can't even use the proper 3G on this phone. You can see it has the 3G bands and stuff. But T-Mobile 2G is also going soon, and with that, this phone will not be able to connect on 2G. See if I shuffle play here. Let's see how long this takes. Because it's just music. Oh yeah, we get to it pretty quick. Just navigating on this app has been trouble for me. Yeah, look, took a while to be able to see this screen, but yeah, to be expected when we're on iOS 9. The cool thing that you can do with these phones is that you actually can downgrade them to iOS 6. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. I might do one if you guys want one, because I think that is a really cool thing to do, especially if you're trying to collect one of these. Like, nobody really wants to see these on iOS 9, I'm thinking. So iOS 6 would probably be a lot cooler. And of course, this phone also came in black, which most people, I think, preferred the black color on this phone. According to a YouTube poll I did, I think they both look pretty good, honestly. It really is crazy, though, when you take a look at these phones, just how ahead of their time they were in terms of the design and even the software and hardware, because they did last a really long time for iPhone standards at the time. A cool little touch is they actually color matched the charging port to whatever color iPhone you had. So whichever one you had, this one's gonna be black, this one's gonna be white. It's a pretty cool little touch that they did. Overall, still a great looking phone. Timeless design, my favorite iPhone design. Let me know if you guys want to see more retro reviews like this, maybe with the iPhone 3G or the 5s or anything like that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.